Good morning, friends and family. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my equipment and the stuff that I need to live with the LVAD. The LVAD is a pump that goes into my heart that helps the blood flow. I was not eligible for what they call a CABG, which is where they repair the valves in your heart because of the extensive damage in my heart. There was nothing to do a bypass into. So that's why I've got the LVAD and possibly going towards a transplant. I thought a transplant was my only option. I did miss out on the transplant due to my diabetes not being in control. 8.5 is the cutoff, and my blood sugar was 8.8. So I missed it by a little bit, which is kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. I know I'm in God's hands, and this is part of the plan, and looking forward to being part of that. There is a pump in my heart that needs to be powered. So to power that, I have to be connected to some kind of electric or battery power at all time. That's the way life is, and that's what I have to deal with, and I'm learning to navigate that day by day, and learning all the gear and stuff that goes along with it can be quite overwhelming. So I thought I'd make a video for those of you that are interested in learning more about my LVAD and what exactly goes into my daily life of taking care of that and how it works. So this is a system controller. This basically is the brain that tells the LVAD the flow and how fast to pump. There's a lot of different numbers. I keep track of those every day. I have to write them down. I also have to do a system test every day, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. So part of that is making sure that the system works the way it is. I've also got a little green light on here that tells me that everything's flowing. So I check that several times throughout the day. And then there's a button right here that goes through and tells me the different flows. It also has indicators and alarms that come on if something's not working right. And so I would reach out to my LVAD team and let them know so I can troubleshoot that with them through the phone, or in rare cases I would have to completely replace it. I carry a backup bag with an extra one of these and extra clips and extra batteries wherever I go, in addition to what I'm wearing. It's very important that I have those with me in case this ever has to be replaced. They do recommend that I'm with someone if this has to be replaced, because the pump will stop. So I've taught one of my friends so far how to use this. So there's an area back here where you unclip it and it turns to, you unlock it and it turns colors, and then you would unplug this one that goes to this one this cord right here goes to the power line in my LVAD, or powers it powers my LVAD. It goes to the LVAD and gives it the power. So that if this ever has to be replaced, they ask that I'm with someone. At nighttime, I'm connected to my mobile power unit. So that's where the power comes from. And it's connected right here to the system controller, and that gives me power throughout the night. It is limited because it's only 20 feet of cord, and the cord does get tangled. As people know that vacuum or anything else that you're doing with cords, they get twisted and turned, and you just have to be very careful. It's enough for me to go to the bathroom and go around the bedroom at night. Something I don't wear this around my neck at all times. When I go to sleep, I do take this off and put it next to me in bed. And then I came up with this lanyard idea to help so I don't have to get a bunch of gear out in the middle of the night to carry my system controller around. It is very much lighter, so there are benefits to each power source. But it has these little notches at the top, and I remember seeing someone with with an iPad for gaming around their neck, and I decided to go ahead and order one of these cords to help me with that. Other gear that I'll actually go over and change my batteries. So I have 12 batteries like this. I need to wear 2 of them a day. Every morning I take one off the charger, which I'll show you at the end of the video. And then I test the batteries to make sure they're at 100%. Sorry, I need a drink of water. I wear 2 of these a day, and they last for about 17 hours each. Like I said, I have the backups with me, and if I know I'm going to be gone even longer, I would take more batteries with me. But just always making sure that I'm testing them to make sure that they're fully charged. This is the clip. This is what helps attach it to my control unit. So there's little arrows which tell where to line them up. So you just line them up and they click into place. And then you have your where this is attached to the mobile power unit, which I'm going to disconnect and connect into this. There's little half moons, and you have to make sure that the half moons line up and not to force it beyond that, because it can damage the unit. So I've gotten pretty quick where I don't get any alarms, where most of the time when I'm switching over, but I will let it purposely alarm for you guys so you can hear the noise that it's basically telling me that there's no power coming to it. You do one at a time, connect it to the new power source. That way you do have some power going in, but it does have indicators to let you know that, you know, you're on a time crunch. So you unscrew it, pop it out. This is also a good opportunity to make sure that your power cords are not twisted. You'll hear that little alarm telling you that you need to connect, connect it, push it as tight as you can, and then twist it. And then you do the same thing with the black one. They say to always do the white one first because it's the memory. So I always do that and follow that because they told me to. Same thing with the black. And see, this one I got in without it beeping. That's my goal, to always be able to do that. So this is what I carry around during the day. The 2 batteries and the system controller. And there's many ways that I do that. I'm going to go over some of my gear now. I have fisherman's vests that I can put on. And I usually, when I wear the fisherman's vest, I'll keep this around my neck. And then inside, there's little pouches. There's pouches on the outside as well. But little pouches where I could fit these in. And I zip them up and carry. So there's benefits to each thing that I wear. This is nice because it's outside. I don't have to really worry about concealing anything, or, you know, people will see that I've got cords coming out of me, and that's okay. I don't mind that. It's probably going to take lots of stairs and lots of, that's something I'm not afraid of. So I'll be educating people along the way. So that's one way of wearing my gear around and helping me. This does get heavy on my shoulders up here and in my back. So there's pros and cons of each way that I use to carry it. Here is an undershirt that has pockets in it and places for everything. I've only tried this on a few times, well, once actually, because my chest is still healing. I don't want to put a lot of extra weight and pressure next to my chest. So, because they did cut me open to get in there. They gave me a few different sling ideas or sling options at the hospital. I don't love them. This is probably my favorite of the ones that they have. You would wear this on you would put the control unit down in this, and then wear that like around your waist section, and then this buckles in, and you have down here where you put the mobile power units. It's very bulky on the way it sits, so I don't really enjoy wearing this, and I've only worn it a couple times. So I keep those on hand because I may need them, but I don't love them. My favorite way of carrying around things are bags. So this is just a AARP bag that my dad gave me. I like the size of it. It's smaller, it's compact. The only thing I don't like about this one is the neck strap is not very thick. So it does wear on my neck a little bit when I've worn it for a long time. This is a bag that they gave me at the hospital. It's actually designed for the LVAD. It has compartments down here that they fit into, and your system controller would fit in here and gets clipped in and then zipped up, and everything comes out. Just the system controller cord would come out through this area. You zip it up, and that goes around. I do like the shoulder thing on this, because it's nice and thick. But this kind of hits up against your waist. They do have a belt option that kind of holds it in place, but I feel like it doesn't stay very tight around my waistline, and actually could be a fall risk because it slides down my hips. So I don't really care for this option. My go bag is over on the other side of the room, so I'm not going to really show you that. But a couple other options I have. My dad gave me this bag, and then there's another bag similar that I ordered off Amazon. So these are nice because I can kind of just wear them like a backpack or a crossbody and have my gear in there. And that actually, I just started that yesterday, and that may be my new favorite way to carry them around, because all you see is the one cord coming out, and these look like normal clothing. So you can wear your normal clothes with something like a backpack, and people really won't think twice about it, other than seeing a cord come out of your body and going into the bag. So, but I don't know if a lot of people would even recognize that that was happening. So I don't want anyone to think I'm a Unabomber. I'm probably going to meet with the security team at church when I go back to let them know, and just so everyone's aware of what's going on. And then taking a shower, I've got a shower bag, which is, or even when I take a sponge bath, I use this as well. It's water resistant, it's not waterproof, and both of the batteries would go down in here. The system controller would go in here, and then you kind of zip everything up, and then you put this on top, and you click that all into place. And then that would go as far away from the water source as possible, because electricity and water do not mix. So this is water resistant, it's not waterproof. After showers, I need to change my dressing, and I can go over that in a video too. I'm not going to show you the actual change in my dressing, but everything that's involved in that, because it's very sterile. You have to be very sterile with what you're doing. So it all comes in a pack, and there's a way to put on your gloves and everything that keeps everything sterile and nice and clean to do that. But this would have to completely dry out after any between any showers. So I do have 2 of those, which is nice. let's see, what else? I also have a wedge on my bed because it's easier to get up and down. I'm still not able to use full range motion of my arms, so it's easier. Plus, when I had the fluid retention, it was impossible for me to sleep laying flat because I felt like I was being strangled. So there's that. Up here is my charging device. And basically, you put the batteries on there. It charges 4 batteries at a time, and that's nice. So anyway, that's my educational video for today on teaching everybody about the LVAD, and there's more to it, and I'll share more as we go along. I did start physical therapy yesterday, so that's a win. I walked further than I had walked before, so that's good too. I walked to the fire hydrant in the neighborhood where I'd only walked to the end of the block before, so I walked about the block to the end of the block and then around a little bit. So that's good. And we went to Kohl's again yesterday because I had a return, and I got to walk around Kohl's. So those are all highlights of my day. My friend Anna came to visit me the day before and brought me lots of goodies and love. So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I know this is a longer video than usual, but I just wanted to take time to share the LVAD experience with you all and kind of maybe give you some more insight on what goes along with that. I love you all. Jesus loves you, and you matter. Have a great day. Bye.